culture exchange with a game center girl. Chat, the name of this anime is pretty long, but hey, there it is. There it is. So, you ever wonder, all right, what would hi, I'm Candy. Sometimes the sentence I planned doesn't work out very well, so I have to change it up on the fly. So, this anime is about a girl who came from overseas, right? England, actually. England. Yes. Yes. And the first place she goes is to a game center. Chad, if I'm being honest, that's exactly what I would do. So, hey, you want to go get some food? Maybe. But where's the nearest game center? I'm sure that has food. Gamer food, huh? Hopefully not gamer words. Chat, it's crazy how they call gamer words. It's crazy how they call slurs gamer words. It makes no sense to me. Like, they were not gamer words originally. They were completely something else. They were hate words is what they were. Anyway, the first thing I'm doing if I go to Japan is going to a game center. Yes. Here's all the characters right off the bat that we will see across the show. So let me. King Remedy says, I don't know. I hear the most slurs in Rainbow Six Siege. So kind of gamer words. Kinda. I kind of like that. They show you all the characters that's gonna show up right off the bat. But at the same time, it doesn't add. It kind of removes the what's it called? The mystery of what's going to happen next, right? Kinda. But at the same time, it's like when you see this, like, oh, I see this guy with glasses and like a bowl cut. I really want to see what he's all about. Or I see this character with freckles. I'm like, all right, I want to see what this character is all about. However, this anime it's a bit of a slice of life. Well, I wouldn't call it slice of life because I kind of see it all based around this particular anime. I mean, not anime. This particular location, which I find it very fascinating, chat. I think anyone in their right mind can say they love a good game or two, right? But this is as you can see right here, Happy Valentine, right? This is clearly a romance kind of anime. This is probably one of the reasons why I skipped it like many times. We have the love interest, right? This boy who works at the arcade. You know, I was like reading the comments and some people were saying, oh my goodness, what the heck is going on? How old or young is that girl? How old and young is that boy? And I'm like you do know the message of this anime is supposed to be like a young romance kind of thing, right? Like, it's very weird. It's very weird how quick these. I remember I told you a while ago, and probably in another video that we did about how they have these people, these quote unquote, these so-called anime lovers who will come into the anime house with mud on their boots, right? When I saw this anime, what I thought? I'm like, oh, it's just one of them romance animes where the quirky girl who loves playing video games or like all these things meets a boy who's quirky in his own right? And that's what I got out of it, right? Like, it's a little funny here and there, but some people, when they see an anime, they get bent out of shape over anything. They're looking for something to get bent out of shape for. They're looking for something to comment on to try to get people riled up for no reason. Chat. It's a very strange situation that you should probably keep your eyes out open for people who say, "Oh, I love anime." Like, do you? When's the last time you got offended? Because if you got offended, like if you got offended, like, I don't know, at least like once or twice today, then you probably don't like anime. Now, if you say you got offended because that doctor dude merged his dog with his daughter, then sure, you can get offended by that. Now, if you got offended in the sense that, hey, they need to remove that character from the anime because, I'm like, no. Just because your feelings got hurt that this horrible, terrible character is inside of an anime doesn't mean they should change it. All I'm saying, chat, is that be careful with, you know, people who say that they love anime, because there's a growing more and more of them. King Remedy says social justice warriors, they get bored. Yes, exactly. King Remedy says I'm offended that Coke is more popular than Dr. Pepper. They're both nice. They're both nice. These claw machines, chat, are scams. I'm thinking they may be scams, chat. They may be, because I saw like at the casino. I saw at a casino where the what they would take the darn machine apart and I've never gone to a casino though. They would take the darn machine apart and set it so it would only cash out every now and again. They're scammers. They're scamming 100%. Like it's I don't know if it's not illegal. Clearly it's not illegal, but it's scammy because no one really knows that unless you probably watched the documentary on it though. 100%. Doctor says that robot looks like it's from a Fallout. It's a Fallout robot. 100%. Don't get me started on Fallout. I love that game too much. And so does she. Apparently, how long will you spend trying to get how long will you spend trying to get one of these prizes? How much time would you put into it? How much money would you put into it? Because I probably do it once or twice, 3, maybe 5 times. I don't know. They get you if you're not careful. They will get you if you're not careful. So he wins her one of these little plushies and tells her like it's for Valentine. Apparently in England, they treat Valentine's Day way more serious than like America, because when he gave it to her, he's like, "Oh, you want to you confessing your love." King Remedy says, "You get 2 tries out of them and I'm done." Yeah, that's how it should be, unless you really want that prize. Like let's say it's an Xbox or an iPhone. So this is what she saw. King Remedy says Japan has a very weird take on Valentine's Day. What is it? This is what she saw. This is not what actually happened, but this is what she saw. I'm like, really? Like, I also never did like oh, there's her mom. Yeah, she said some sus stuff. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it to see what she said. I'm like, I don't. You're weird. You're a weirdo lady. King Remedy says they have 2 different days for Valentine's Day. One for guy and girls, and one type of gift is for romance, and one is specifically for friends if it's complicated. Really? Yeah. I wonder how like South Korea does Valentine's Day, because I think they're all kind of like different, right? Yeah, I think they're all different. They all have their own kind of culture behind Valentine's Day. Some of them like, hey, I got married because someone gave me a sticker on Valentine's Day. Like, you got married because of that? Yep. Exactly. We've been together for 85 years. Like, god dang. Oh gosh. So we have our stalker, who is too shy to. I've never. I don't know. When it comes to the shyness, I never really did. I don't know. It's hard for me to say how I feel about like people who are like overly shy. Granted, you have someone like Hinata who's like clearly overly shy, but you know, everyone loves her. But she's also not the angry type, if that makes any sense. Like the shy, angry type. Nah, I'm not messing with you. You stay away from me. That's what she is. Shy, angry type. Otis, what's up, man? How's it going? Yeah, I can't deal with the shy, angry type. They're very annoying. Very annoying people. I could be friends with anybody really, but sometimes I just like to be alone, chat. I like to be by myself. King Remedy says, I think I'm overly shy, but I can force myself to be unshy. Yeah. But as long as you're not the angry shy type. Because this, like, so for the rest of it, we see these two, like, just play a bunch of different games together, right? That's a bunch. And that being some racing ones. I could go for a nice racing game, chat. I prefer the racing games that has, like, feedback so you can feel the road. Yeah. Maybe give you, like, a little road burn. That would be insane if they give you like a feedback suit that like will scratch up your arm if you crash or something like that. VR is getting out of control. Plays a drum game for the rhythm, and then one of like these games. I actually like these, like the match, like to match the colors and everything. You know what? I prefer more timing games. Like you have to like hit the button at the right time. I prefer those. I like those. I like that. That's why I'm so good at Call of Duty, chat. He says we need a new Need for Speed game with 2000s new metal. New metal, really? I like the Need for Speed music. Yeah, I always did. I thought that was nice. So she's trying to she's being shy. It was like, hey, she kind of wants to go to the photo booth right here, like where couples go. The problem is we have this guy who just doesn't get the memo. So he's like, oh, you want to play the zombie game? Bet. But she's too shy to really show it. Chat, what you gonna do? Sometimes it's better, far easier just to be honest. But some people just can't like lock in and just say how you feel about someone you love. Yeah. They did have a little so this is seeing this makes me really think about it shows that like the character like way better. He's clearly the more like confident, fun loving, but she's like just out of her depth with any of like this clseness. What I found very interesting is that she eventually actually we'll get to there. So this one he found out why he did a little bit of research, Googling, right? No, he binged it. Yeah, that's what it is. He went on Bing, found out like why she's acting the way she is, and he learned that that gift that he gave her was like a love confession. And apparently people in or England or wherever she's from, like, also I listened to this in English and they have British accents. That's very interesting. That is very interesting. Like I enjoy the dub personally. I do. But I only like the dubs of anime when I got other things I got to do. Yeah. Sometimes I just don't want to read, chat. Yeah. So this is where he figured out like where he messed up. Okay, this is the face you make when you mess up, chat. When you when you do something stupid, or you realize that the girl that was giving you signals, you didn't catch it right away. Yeah, this is the face you make. And there's his sister. You know what? You know that Snaggletooth thing? Apparently in Japan they did. There was a trend. I don't know if it's still a trend, but they would purposely make their teeth crooked so it pokes out of their mouth, even while their mouth is closed, so you can still see this like the Snaggletooth. And we spoke about this before, and I'm like, don't mess with your teeth. I mean, granted, Japan just found a way to regrow teeth, and they're going to be doing human trials on it soon, like maybe I think next year. But still, don't mess with your teeth. Don't mess with your teeth. King Remedy says it's because it's the anime cat girls. Oh yeah, that makes sense. That does. But so the next day he sees her, he was like, King Remedy says, "Can I have your teeth?" Anyway, so the next time he sees her, she does this runaway thing. Like, what? I'm like, what? Like, what is that even about? Like, clearly the writer knows something I don't about how someone who is shy acts in this situation. But because reason why she was hiding, because she thought that he was already in there, because she clearly has a crush on the dude or the boy. I don't know how old he is. He's clearly like around her age. But the moment she spots him, she just makes a mad dash, start running away. I'm like, you can't. And the crazy thing is, he starts chasing after her. I'm like, you can't. It makes you look bad. What if a cop was like right there? I'm like, maybe the culture is different in Japan, but if a girl is running and the guy is chasing after him and the girl is screaming, I'm going to assume that a lot of people are going to assume that it's not a lovely game of tag, right? Turns out she was just playing around. She was being childish. Yeah, it's one of those, which it's a very different like when you try to watch something like this, it's very different from if you like just watch nothing but action and stuff like that. So you're not really used to seeing stuff like this because it seems kind of cringy. I'm like, oh, I had fun watching it, but it's like, I want to go back to watching Pirates of the Caribbean. I want to see some more Jack Sparrow. In fact, I finished watching Jack Sparrow. I'm probably going to start watching binge watching the Harry Potter ones though. Yeah. And then we finish with the main character says, "I'm going to make you fall in love with me." Who says that? Like, very, very rich. Now, what the context by is that he gave her a letter because he didn't know how to speak his own words. He gave her a letter saying like, "Hey, I'm gonna have to deny my love, like deny your love for me because I don't know you." He pretty much said that like, "I don't know who you are. However, like he pretty much said I at least want to know you, right?" So she felt kind of down that, you know, oh, the boy that I have a crush on just pretty much told me no, but left the door open and says, "All right, we need to spend more time together," kind of thing. So I find that very, I find that very like sweet. You know, will I follow up with this anime? Probably not. I probably won't. It's not really my cup of tea, but I'm glad I watched it though. I'm really glad I watched it. Anyway, chat, on with the rest of the show.